May the luck of the Irish be with you. Yes, happy St. Patrick's Day and happy post-patch day. Silver Surfer released yesterday and looks very, very strong. And as with all patches, bugs, Datamines, we're discussing it all on your Marvel Strike Force Weekly News Update this week. I am joined by my brother Remanx. And if you guys are ready for the news, guys, Remanx, tell them what to do.
Let's get lucky.
ValleyFlyin.
Woo! Happy St. Patrick's Day, ladies and gentlemen. I am ValleyFlyin. Welcome back to the ValleyFlyin channel and this special post-patch special St. Patrick's Day edition of your Marvel Strike Force Weekly News Update. And if it's your first time here, guys, we do this every single week. And if you're listening to the podcast version of this, leave it a good review. And if you're watching this on YouTube, give it a thumbs up. It helps with the algorithm. But I am joined by my brother Remanx, the expert on many, many things in Marvel Strike Force and outside of Marvel Strike Force as well. How are you doing, my brother?
Doing well, man. I feel luckier than Scopely does with all their four-leaf clover luck.
Oh my goodness!
Boy, what a patch!
Jeez, what and the day before St. Patrick's Day, they needed to release it today, so they had the luck today. They released it yesterday. A bunch of bugs, a bunch of broken things. I guess the most egregious. Let's get into the bug report. The most egregious of all these bugs is this one right here, going on with Alliance raids right now. Before we get into this, were you affected by this?
Yeah, so we were making a top 10 push for the raid season, and so we had a Doom raid open, which we could finish. Okay, but we also had a beta 4.
Hold on. Let me go back to that. You said you could finish. Are you talking finish at 60 or 30 or finish 100?
Like 80.
Okay. That is still very crazy. All right. So yes, let me read this message from Zeeks here. We're investigating the issue launching Alliance raid nodes on raids that have a raid difficulty selector applied. We will let you know that once we have an update. Thank you for your patience. While we further investigate this issue, we are disabling the raid difficulty selector. Next update. If you already have progress with your raid, you will now be able to complete it. However, the enemies and the rewards will be at difficulty 0. So we were in the middle of a raid. We were not able to complete it. Were you guys able to complete it when this second update went live?
No. Not at all.
There it goes. And you timed it right this week. You timed it right. You're improving, my friend. It is an improvement.
I've been practicing, but I heard we're going to have some fun a little bit later with some. We'll see. We'll have to see. I'd stay to the end. We're going to have some fun.
Yeah, there's a lot to discuss. Now, another bug, in addition to this big one that affected pretty much every alliance that is using a difficulty slider into raids. We also got a Silver Surfer bug. I discovered this on stream using his ultimate. It just crashes my game, and I don't really notice it on my iOS. I notice it on my BlueStacks though. So bug with Silver Surfer. There was a bug with Black Bolt was released and is still not fixed with his passive, not doing stuff. How long until they fix this? How long do you think till they fix this Silver Surfer bug? There's new, latest, greatest, shiny new character.
Shiny is the operative term there. I feel like it's one of those things where it looks like it might be isolated to BlueStacks. I haven't had the same problem. Okay. So we'll have to see. But I don't know if you know, I finished my Dark Dimension 4 my third time yesterday.
So wait, third time? My goodness.
So I'm going through. I'm testing some characters because people are like, "What do you think about this character?" And so I go through, and as I bring characters up and try to make them relevant, I try to take them through the content because new characters get released and people want to know how they perform in certain of these nodes. And so I finished my third run.
Oh yeah.
And you're supposed to get that whole new border, and it says 2 out of 3 times completed.
Oh, so another bug with the borders for
people
like you that don't need to do it, but are doing it because they want the border, and even the whole run through.
So I guess my concern is I'm hoping that it's only the border that gets bugged.
We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see if anybody has completed their first or second time through Dark Dimension. Let me know in the comments what is happening to that, and we could get to the depths. Now, there's another bug, and get your beat button ready.
Yeah.
There was a bug with Silver Surfer. Some people were spreading how to do this thing, how to purchase some extra Silver Surfer shards.
Hold on. Before we throw too much.
Wait, do you have your beat button ready? Do you have your beat button ready?
Yeah, no. Well, before we throw too much shade, it looks like, to give Scopely a little bit of credit, in a little bit, they didn't make it so that he was purchasable all the way up to max day one, because he's going to be a high impact character. You already feel his impact. I was able to take him up at 75 G13 2-star 2 red star, and he was able to survive and actually do damage in the Doom Raid and better damage than some of my other characters
at 3 stars.
2-star. I didn't even 3-star him at that point. Man. So I was shocked because this is a character that's clearly been, that they were going to gate, now that we know his release method, they were going to gate behind a degree of time so that it wasn't, that people weren't seeing that impact instantly.
So this is important. Being able to purchase exactly what they wanted and not making extra purchases. And people have been banned in the past. I mean, there were people back in 2018, year one, making erroneous purchases, extra purchases, giving them more gold, and I'm not sure what else, but people had their accounts permanently banned. So doing any of these weird purchases, be careful. Be careful doing that.
We have that whole alliance timer thing that, and so it's just kind of, it's one of those things where it's always like, oh, well, who am I hurting? Well, at the end of the day, a lot of people were concerned about their raid rewards, because now you have to wait 2 days, 48 hours, before you're able to participate in a new alliance reward. So, if your alliance is disassembling, to borrow a term from Avengers, this was most recently when people were sharing how to get that. Okay,
yes, and let's move on to that, because that is described in here, the Lunar Festa event. This is some compensation for some bugs. I wanted to talk about the bugs and then talk about some good. So this is actually a good segue. So during the Lunar Festa event, some players participate in switching alliances to claim milestone rewards inequitably. We know that there are players that chose to do this and chose not to do this. We want to express our appreciation that did not engage with this activity with some good reward. So this is the what you were talking about, not the other one. Okay. So if you did not, you're going to get some cool rewards, guys. Some good rewards for not cheating and not bending the rules. So,
and the whole entire point is, the 24-hour lockout, it shouldn't have any impact other than the fact that it was just the unknown at that point in time. People were leaving alliances and were panicking because they're looking at these, the Moon Knight milestone that they were achieving as part of an alliance, and whether or not they were going to be able to catch up with what their alliance progress was in the new alliance. So it's knowing how to game the system can hurt, and it's tough, because sometimes you don't even know you're doing it when you're doing it. But I would think you probably knew that you were able to buy, four characters. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I don't want to. It just sucks, because what that does is there's going to be 2 ways to respond to this, right? So either Scopely makes it available for people to purchase, and then now that power gap between the free to play and the spenders grows initially, where they were balancing it out behind the strike pass, because we'll get into that later. But now they have to address this and find an equitable way to make sure the community isn't impacted in a negative way. And so one of the ways they might be able to do that is to sell the offer, so that everybody has the opportunity to take advantage of it, because and he is someone who just gets exponentially better each star and red star you get with him.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens. This kind of gaming the system is not cool, but I guess this did lead to this post that I wanted to discuss, because there was some positivity here, some issues that have been going on for a while, like this Lunar Festival event, people that are trying to game the system. We're getting compensation for that. Gear 15s were not priced correctly in the War store, and they are getting corrected, getting some cost. Advanced Alpha Raid giving 1 ore fragment, also getting corrected. ISO 8 New Moon event giving it. So we're probably getting compensation for a lot of these bugs. And then initial well wishes milestone, the power core spending event, the very controversial power core spending event. People getting some compensation for that as well.
Yeah, but that's like 5 people. Those are like the massive crack. I don't know anybody who spends. All right, let me just.
You're the massive kraken.
I mean, wasn't that might have been the date? It wasn't like White Tiger. It was like White Tiger was in the shop, and I think I might have pulled a 7 red star on her, and yeah, we'll have to see.
All right. So yeah, this is good. This is good. Because there's a lot of criticism that Scopely opens themselves up to. I guess the only criticism for this is it took a little longer to get this response, but they are responding and they're making us whole for any previous bugs that they had. Yeah,
I think so. They kind of looked at every single one of them, found an equitable way to kind of hopefully address them. So I think that's, compensation shouldn't just be the, impulse gut reaction, throw it in a mailbox and move on, because there could be some impact on that too. So, there's a lot of other things to get mad at Scopely about than this.
All right. Well, we made it through this segment, and you didn't have to use the beep button too much. We talked about bugs. Yeah. We talked about erroneous purchases, and we talked about compensation for previous bugs. And I think I counted one use of the beep button. So, Remanx, you are doing pretty good, my friend, on your New Year's resolutions. I got to commend you for that before we move on to the next topic.
Have you seen the size of my swear jar?
I have, but I'm just talking in this, the past 10 minutes, pretty good for yourself. Yeah. But let's talk about something that I know you're not going to use the beep button unless you're talking something positive. Our new shiny character, Silver Surfer, looking very, very strong. You said viable at 2 gold stars. My goodness, I don't remember this. This is definition of power creep. It's really good that we could use these characters so early. But it also leads, what is going to happen once people get them at 7 stars? What are we going to need to counter this character here? So with all that said, what is your first initial impressions of Silver Surfer?
So I love a character like this, as long as not every character releases like this, right? A character that just kind of has that power that can make any team that's probably fallen off better. You can throw them on, with the hand ninjas, and they suddenly win at 8.3 blitz, right? I mean,
wait, you probably need at least one cosmic, right? But everybody else could be trapped.
No, you
don't even need a cosmic, and he's still strong. That's crazy.
His sustain is so insane. I mean, it really is one of those things. So you can, there's a couple of characters you can do that with, and Doom's the other one. And so, and back in the day, it was Ultron. So, these are the type of things that when a character comes and has this type of impact, you have to kind of gauge, we don't want every character to have this type of impact, but
no, or just be insane with the power creep.
Yeah, but the fact that he's usable at such a low level and impactful means that I think it's going to be fun seeing how people use him in arena, how people are going to be using him, and and the fact that he's going to be available for everyone.
Yeah, we're going to discuss his release method because we did get notice of that in the update. But I like that. I think this is a generous thing to do. You were discussing, I think they're going to be very generous with Silver Surfer. I'm like, nah, it's getting milestones. Like, nah, I think you're going to be surprised. And I was like, oh, what do you know? Like, I can't say. I'm like, all right. Don't say it then. If you know something you can't say it, don't say it. But yes, you're right. You're right, brother. This is a very generous release.
Wasn't it the Cosmic Bugs Bunny thing we were talking about? Scopely had the Cosmic Bugs. I mean, this is
you know what? We talk so much, I can't remember what we said that made it a video. What we said offline, so I'm not sure where we said it, but we were definitely talking about it. I was like, no. Don't, if don't say it. All right, but yeah, it's looking very, very strong. Now, as far as viability, let me just ask you, I think a lot of people are thinking this is going to counter Black Order on War offense. Do you think that this changes up some of the meta on arena defense?
Yeah, so I think once you start matching his power level, I've seen already people with a 3-star, 3 red at G15, and they're using him in different. I mean, is he making the difference right now? I don't have him high enough. You have to put the T4s in him, but he literally, they start stripping buffs and debuffs. He is going to make a lot of teams kill the Black Order.
Yeah, and even on defense, he's that plug and play that the arena, the AI is going to use him correctly.
Cough, F4.
Okay. Especially if you have Dr. Doom. Now, what you mentioned Fantastic Four. What other teams are you using him in? Are you experimenting other than Fantastic Four in hand? Dad Bros work very well. I've tried the couple PvP matches there.
Tried him a little bit with Bishop. Doesn't hurt. So I mean, they're already a very powerful team. It's funny because you don't need him on the Shadowlands team, but you can use him instead of Elektra. and he's just
so whatever team, maybe your fifth isn't strong enough, maybe it's a team of 4, you throw him on and he'll make that team better, even if they don't have a cosmic hero, is basically what you're saying.
Yeah, basically okay. he because and it was funny because I left one up facing with my Shadowland team. I just left him up, and when he got rolling, you just couldn't kill him. And I'm talking about like high red star, high star, couldn't get enough damage into him
because 3 gold star disease.
Well, and what's crazy about it is it's because if you have any basic that's applying debuffs, he's like, oh yeah, here you go, have some back. Oh, I'll take some of your buffs too. And so it literally is. So every single time you take a turn, even when he's the last guy in the field, he just starts powering up, and it's just
and he's getting faster each turn, right?
Yeah.
He's healing up, getting faster. Ugh.
Yeah,
Imagine Doom and him on the same team. I mean, you probably don't have to imagine. You could use them on the same team, but oh my goodness, I can't wait till I get both of those characters rolling together.
It's fun when you can when so hopefully the strike pass drops soon. Hopefully we figure out a way to how quickly people are going to acquire them, and I'm curious to see what you guys are theory crafting with them.
I am as well. Let me know your favorite teams. I guess every team is going to be affected, but let me know your favorite team that you're using Silver Surfer in the comments, guys. But you did mention his release method. He is going to be released via this. Oh, actually, let's scroll down here. All right, here we go. Here, the first Silver Surfer character shards would be available in the first upcoming season of Strike Pass for players that have unlocked. So he's got a 15% chance extra in red stars right now. So you were saying that there's going to be some new release method. This is a new release method. What do you think of this? I mean, it seems very player friendly. I'm assuming we're going to get enough shards to unlock him at the 2-star level through just the free version of Battle Pass. Yeah, so I could be wrong on that, but
so it might be like what they did with the RTA pass, where they have the 45 and 55. So you can go from 2 to 3. So basically an extra 100 for those of us who are
going to buy the Battle Pass. And if you're not buying the Battle Pass, not spending money, you could at least unlock this character who is viable at 2 stars. Jeez.
Yeah, and this is complete complete speculation at this point in time, because at the end of the day, everybody's going to want to be like, how do I get him to 7-star and make him OP as
there it is. The swear jar is not empty. Good.
Right.
And your timing is a lot better.
Well, I didn't actually say the word, Valley.
You're not supposed to tell me your secrets. All right, I guess that is a secret. Then don't actually say the word. And you're good.
Yeah, this way, I don't ruin another one of your videos.
Oh, it's okay. I just got to go ahead and edit. It just makes a lot less work for me when you do that.
Well, I try to,
You're doing good. I feel we're getting off top. I like these beeps, but yeah, it does. So Strike Pass, do you think this is going to be a release method going forward? It looks like this Battle Pass is kind of the midway between unfarmable or unfountainable character till the point that they become farmable. We've seen that with Zemo. We've seen that, or we're going to see that with Beast, because he's getting a node. Sometime. I'm thinking maybe today, this Wednesday. But possibly not. But yeah, is this like the new release method for these overpowered characters to get them in everybody's hands? Do you see that going forward with this Strike Pass? Is that what it's kind of intended for?
I think it's a test, so we'll have to see.
So we don't know. I guess Scopely doesn't know either if it's a test, and it's determined by the performance. So determines on the buying power. Now, other new member to Marvel Strike Force that is coming this update is this guy here, Multiple Man. Looks very, very strong. This X Factor team looks very, very strong. The Dad Bros themselves, very strong, and this gives them some protection, allows them to get their crits up, allow them to get more speed. And we're going to talk about Polaris in just a little bit, but on Friday, when you first saw this kit for Multiple Man, what were you thinking? How strong, how much of a difference do you think Multiple Man is going to make on this X Factor team?
So it's really cool looking at now, even in retrospect, looking at what Polaris does. The fact that you're still going to get the barrier on these dupes, and more importantly, you're still, they're not going to, they can't crit. So, but they're
that would be overpowered if they could.
But it's actually really, really cool, and I think it's a good mechanic, and I feel like they're definitely leaning this towards a war offense team, but they're obviously been viable outside of other game modes. But this really kind of just showcases them that a lot of their powers is going to be showcased on war offense. But yeah, it's an incredible team.
Yeah, what did you make of this when we saw this war offense tag on his kit? Like we had Shadowlands, we're getting a Skeleton rework, and now this is a third war offense team in a row. What do you think that means for this X Factor team as far as their viability?
Yeah, war offense is where it's been at for a long time. They want more close wars.
Okay, well, we'll see what happens. I guess maybe some people are moving Black Order to defense or placing some traditional defense or traditional floater teams, like maybe the Wave 1 Avengers, maybe the Sinister Six with Doc Ock, maybe placing them more on defense instead of offenses. If you build all these teams, you're going to have a lot of strong offense teams. And then you did talk about the teammate that we got the info for. This is the PDF that was sent by Scopely. And there may be some errors in this. So if there's difference in this PDF, refer to what is in the game or what's in the dev notes. But as far as the MSF.gj Datamine notes, but Polaris, very, very strong, like a buffed up version or mini version of Magneto, whatever. Looking very strong. I like what she does. She has some extra synergy.
I wouldn't say mini Magneto.
I took that back. I'm not sure if she's a buffed up version. Just different. Yeah, different.
It's cool. I like it a lot.
And her ultimate, I like that homage that it pays to that Magneto ultimate, pulling everybody together, giving this disrupted instead of the blinds, and then all this synergy, all this crit, this opening move right here, which maybe is not the opening move, but when I saw this, I thought this attack with this crit on her special, giving barrier, giving speed because of the passives of the dad bros, and then doing all the stuff, removing the deflects from the enemies as well. So. Ooh, very, very strong and excellent synergy with the Dad Bros. This is a 4-man team right now, or when these characters are released through this update. This 4-man team looks better than a lot of 5-man teams in the game. Where do you think this team is going to be dominant?
So I think you can plug them into raids. I think they're not going to be probably as good as Axemen for the mutant nodes, but I do feel like you could definitely use them, mix up the team, and I really like when they have that, and it's interesting because they kind of went that way with Sinister Six, right? We had team of 5, and they brought 3 new characters in, so they could give this team a legendary and then bring 2 more characters in and kind of give us different like roles. Like one will make them better in war offense, one will make them better in raids. They can really do some really cool things with these teams, and so we'll have to see if they wreak some havoc on the battlefield.
Do you think this is like the version of the Marauders, the offense version of Marauders, where you could plug in that 5th? Because before Emma Frost came along, there was so many different versions of that Marauders team, and then they were good. They were very good. They weren't the top war defense team, but they were one of the top war defense teams before Emma came along, and then they got even better. So is that what you think, or they're going to rise to the top as a 4-man team right now, or as soon as we get these characters at a viable level?
Oh, they reworked the Dad Bros kits.
Oh yeah, they were good, and they got even better too.
Yeah, they got better.
Yeah.
So honestly, I think if you had any investment level in them now, you're sitting back and you jump the meta. They're definitely going to be a good war offense team. Probably now that they can account for the deflects on the enemy team. I think that was their big weakness on wars. What are we going to use them for? We had to partner up with somebody like Zemo who can clear on first turn before they went. Otherwise, they weren't getting the crit. So now they fire up really, really quickly, and they start spinning up. So we talked about symbiotes. Symbiotes they have a long spin up.
Yeah,
where it takes them a while to get going, but once they get going, it's like you can't stop them.
Yeah.
So the thing about X Factor was they once they start spinning up, they spin up really quickly, and then they don't stop. So they spin up just from crit, and so ISO 2 is on the horizon, and if ISO 2 follows that same linear path, this team is going to crit and crit damage is gonna be king. Woo. So it is going to be
very strong. Yeah, I mean, we saw footage of them from our Envoy videos in Dark Dimension 3, and while they didn't one-shot that node, they're not meant to be a dark dimension team. I still thought it was pretty impressive. What was your thoughts on that? Because you're probably a little more versed in all these dark dimension nodes than I am. You're going in multiple times to all these. Did that footage impress you, or was I off on my thinking that that's pretty impressive?
They're pretty good sustain. I mean, from the fact that they had to go into the early node that's there was because they're not all, so there's city, global, and cosmic. So they're like, hey, we'll hang out someday, when you come to my town, but that's the problem, is literally, they're
only for the unlimited nodes.
Yeah, it's like not, it's their domain. Basically the problem is that they're global, city, and cosmic, so they're not going to be usable together in the Doom raid. That also
means the Greek raid, raids as well, right?
I mean the Greek raid, the mutant raid, because they're all mutant tag. But so you're unless they make an X Factor tag down the road for some of the raids, which I mean I don't know if they've ever done that in recent history.
Maybe.
They added Wakanda and Pimtech, so we'll have to see.
They did.
They would add Wakanda and Pimtech to make it relevant, but still, so it isn't where you can take them into Dark Dimension 4 and see the whole team operate together. Okay. So I think that's the concern you have, is that they're isolated by their sovereign roles, right?
All right, and this. Do you see this as the top team, or do you think there's another team like Shadowlands or maybe the reworked Skeleton that we don't know of that could assume that top mantle?
I think that there is this is going to be a top team. It is literally going to be one of the must-have more offense teams. I think you're going to see them countering a lot of the defense teams, and I think you're going to be leaning towards probably making more. Theory crafting. I would tell you, it was interesting because I saw Minerva back in place of Sabretooth on War Defense and on Marauders, and it basically changed my I changed my attack. It was a different. I had to use a different strategy than I was with Shadowlands. But it's fun it's really kind of fun when you have to kind of solve those puzzles.
Yeah, I think that those hybrid ones are the trickier ones now, and I would agree with your assessment. I think they're going to be very, very dominant at the least. But let's move on from that awesome team, guys. We'll see what happens when they come into the game. I think most people are predicting they're going to be very strong. But we got the 3rd year anniversary event. I don't remember the first. I know there was some things for the second, but this one looks pretty good. They're giving some stuff away, and Despite my reading this wrong, I thought Silver Surfer was released during this, but it looks to be a good event with a lot of good stuff, but I guess a little bit of controversy with this. Yeah, the Universal Truth milestone. Yeah.
Valley. This is where
is this irony? Is this irony? The Universal Truth milestone. Yeah, considering what we're going to talk about, you guys decide. Wait till see what we talk about. Turn your war effort into milestone rocket fuel by spending war credits, elite credits to hit milestones, the cosmic essence. So a bunch of good stuff here, but this is probably the controversial one. And if we go to look what was said here previously as a response to this, as Zeke's posted this, this was a response right here, and this is probably why you're going to be swearing. You guys wonder why people don't trust you. After saying you don't want events that encourage hoarding, you do exactly that, especially for one of the most scarcest currencies in the game. I'm really sick of events dictating my resource usage in order to remain efficient. Where did we say this? Responded by Zeeks, and this was a response on Friday, March 12th. Of course, you're going to deny it if it's ever mentioned, since you, Scopely, are going to make money on offers, and is a message in a non-public Discord by Cerebro. Well played. Not denying, but that was for orb opening events similar to the orb avalanche event, so trying to understand where the confusion is, since this is not the same. If in the case we did mention other events I would like to know so I could bring to the team's attention, there is a link to an image right here, because I guess this was shared on a private Discord server, but it was also said to make the information public. So yeah, the information was made public. And this is what was shared on a stream previously. Basically, it's saying there's no orb opening events planned. We don't plan to do an event similar to the orb avalanche again. And you guys could go look at this if you want to check out the original post there. You could click on the image in the Reddit section there. But yes, this is what Cerebro wrote, and this wasn't supposed to be made public, but it was. The information was supposed to be made public, but this exact quote wasn't made public. So I know it's a lot introductory there. I don't know if I really have a question, but what are your thoughts on this whole fiasco here?
We were told to tell our communities that there was going to be an orb opening event, and we had to be the messengers to our communities because people were frustrated because there was no orb opening event. And part of the problem was the content creators, including myself, were like, hold your orbs. There's going to be an orb opening event. We had one last year because they kind of trained us to kind of do that. Yeah. So then we're like, all right, guys, here, we're going to all pop our orbs because we don't think there's going to be an orb opening event. And by the way, did you spend some war currency that you should have been sitting on because you were trying to beat Dark Dimension 4? Dark Dimension 3,
open all these elite orbs and all that stuff. I open all that stuff. I'm spending every day on my war currency before this announcement. So
I don't think it was intentionally deceptive. I just think that it is one of those scenarios yet again where you paint yourself into a corner and you realize that you were painting the entire time, but you're in a corner and there's no way to get out.
Yeah, so, I don't know. We'll see. I guess keep hoarding. Maybe it should be the message now. I don't know, guys. I don't know.
Hoarding is like I don't know what that word is, but then again, I'm also a master Kraken. If I want something, I'm gonna buy it. Hoarding has been you
don't need to hoard if you got a large enough credit card.
Well, I mean, and that's the thing is it's realistically the problem we face is hoarding's been a way to get ahead. And if you hoarded correctly, you won Dark Dimension 4. If you hoarded correctly, you benefited when they redid the gold orbs. If you hoarded correctly, when Symbiote Spider-Man was added to the milestones, you benefited greatly. Yeah. So hoarding has been something that we've been kind of trained to do. So and it's unfortunate because the only real way to fix hoarding is to rework orbs, but then that leaves us at the point where it's devalued the things we say, because sometimes there really isn't things we want or need in them. It's Ultimus food, right? Ultimus credit food. But I mean, at this point in time, it's you're a victim. If you don't want hoarding, you're a victim because you created your own bottlenecks. That's it.
Yeah, or just make the orbs more valuable that we have to open these.
Well, if they do, if they do, then they devalued everyone that you've ever opened, and they're also going to make it so that people are like, oh, if I just save this, eventually they're gonna rework it.
So what would the solution to this be? Just saying something and sticking to it?
No, is
that too novel?
It would be simple. It would be simple. Create new events. Only allow, if it's a new event, only allow the currency to be done in activities during the event. If you're trying to devoid to make people spend something, new orbs like currency, like the War Orb 2, make the currency that's available now not available to it, so that you have a reason to buy it. Because the problem is when something changes, holding on to a resource like war credits, the longer you hold on to it, the more value it has.
That is true. But you don't get the immediate value right away. So is it worth the time cost that you would from not investing in your character right away? And is it that much more of an increase if you hold it? Is going to be the issue here? So. I just hope they just stop with these.
It's a gamble, but the one time you're right and you jump ahead leaps and bounds, you've just trained yourself to do that. And so there's that fear of missing out. People are gonna hoard, and I don't think you stop it unless you rework orbs and you change the currency of them. Like whatever you have in gold orbs right now, if they rework orbs, there should be like a gold orb too. And I know it sucks because if you're one of those guys and you're like, I got 400,000 orbs. And I'm saying rework it so there's gold orb too. It's one of those things where you're selectively opening those because that there's a chance to rework them, and the impact you could have on your roster right now by opening those is probably significant.
Well, I mean, this does create a bunch of problems and opens up to problems in the future. But I hope they just don't do this again. I hope they just stick to their word.
We'll see. We've gone way too long on this topic here, so I know.
Let's move on. Let's move on to something positive here. All right, arriving over the course of this release, we're also getting new save squads. Now, this was mentioned that this is the Band-Aid. We're getting 10 more squads. 5, depending what level you're at as the update drops. But is this when do you expect this real solution with tabs and all that stuff to be implemented? Because while this band-aid is nice, while it helps us right now, this is not a long-term solution, because there's going to be more characters coming, and eventually we're going to run out again until we get these tabs. So what are your thoughts on this? When do you think the real fix is coming for save squads?
When they obviously have no bugs, right?
Are we never getting save squads then? Remanx, that's very pessimistic.
No, but I mean, realistically, I think it's something that they have in the works. They just want to make sure it doesn't impact it. I think they're trying to figure out, how to make sure it's something relevant to everybody, and that's the big difference.
Other thing that's happening, we know we're getting some new raid season milestones. I'm not sure what is going to be included in this, but what do you think should be including in raid milestones? What are you hoping for? Best case scenario. I mean, I guess best case scenario is a lot of stuff, but what are you hoping for? Realistic case scenario, and what are you expecting?
Well, rumor is that they're taking community feedback. They're trying to understand what people want from, they want to make the juice worth the squeeze. So that's what the rumors are, that they're really listening to the community here. So I hope that, because I think there's a wide smattering in the community. I think if they can make sure they cater to people who aren't, necessarily hardcore raiders, and make sure they're getting a path forward to G15, so they can start doing Doom and Dark Dimension 4, and 13, 14, 15 is lined up in these raid season rewards. I think it makes sense. But and again, from what I'm hearing is that they're asking a lot of players from all different categories how to make these work.
Okay, so I guess if they're asking for feedback, let me know your feedback in the comments, guys. What do you think would be a fair thing? What as far as what is included for these raid season milestones? Because if they are looking for feedback, hopefully this is how we can make our voices heard. So let me know in the comments, and I'll try to pass as many on to Cerebro as possible if they are looking for this feedback for these raid season milestones, because these are long overdue. I know my alliances finishes in the first 24 hours. Yours probably does that as well. There's probably a lot of other alliances that do this. So if this is something that made us push, I guess it could be good, especially if, like you said, the juice is worth the squeeze. Real-time arena, we got some updates in real-time arena as well. I don't know if they're necessarily positive. Quitting a match before the victory screen now rewards objective level training progress. I don't think that was the issue. What was the main issue with real-time arena that they needed to fix?
I just think that there's different people are going in there with different teams. Either they're going in there with a team of like slow protectors that they don't even get an ability off. The big problem is you don't get credit unless you do an ability or you get a knockout. And so these objectives aren't always giving you the opportunity to do that. Especially with some of them being, like what last time, like I White Tiger and Moon Knight were heavily featured in from the community's feedback in their objectives, and some of them didn't even have it unlocked. So I get it. It doesn't feel as bad as it did before, but it's still, this isn't where we want it to be. I mean,
I don't know if this was a big issue, not getting objectives and rating progress. I think the issue was the time, right? Like for me, it was the time. Like if you quit a match, the purpose of quitting is so you could go and start a new match with a better matchup, and you could get that. But the way it is right now, if you quit a match, you need to wait for that original match to be done. So it gives you nothing by quitting a match. You don't save any time. You're just in this bad match. Matchmaking is bad. Geez, I think they're looking for feedback on this as well. I think they don't know what the solution is, and what is the way that they can make it equitable for them and get the markers that they want for this solution. But yes, I guess if you guys have feedback on this, let us know as well.
Another thing that I honestly I don't think they're still unhappy with. I think the community's reaction to this. They'd have to be ignorant to not know that we're still frustrated.
Oh, they know. They knew back in January when I did that interview with Cerebro. He knew it was a bad place. I was asking about leagues. Is that leagues are not coming until this is in a better place, and it hasn't been. It seems like it's getting worse each season. All these changes that they implement on paper, I was like, oh, this looks good, and then after about 5-10 minutes of playing, I'm like, this is not better. And then the next season comes like, oh, look at this, and then like, oh, this is not better.
I've seen your Twitter. That's all I gotta say.
It is not good. And this season is not that much better either. I mean, geez, it looked good on paper. I thought it would be better, but I think they need some play testing is what they need. And change that they need to do.
Go use Shadowlands.
Devs, go play this game mode for at least half an hour, which is what you said would be the daily thing, and see what the changes. That's what I think is needed. Because all this stuff looks good on paper. It's not implemented to give us a fair thing. Now, other thing that is happening in this update, we got notice of a little slight rework. We got this slight notice right here. Iceman increases base focus stats by 33%. Just this little blurb in our Envoy release, but this is huge, especially for my Iceman. How has this affected you, especially someone in the Doom raids right now?
Yeah, so I mean, he's autoing the Doom raids. I mean, he's able to get it done. You know, I mean, they were able to get it done, and I was reasonably happy with because remember, he has to have offense up to land those slows often, and so it just wasn't happening. And so now he's more reliably doing it, and it was definitely something where I was happy to see it actually work. And I think it's definitely something that I'm so glad it actually it's definitely better.
It is. I agree. It is better.
It also proves that they're listening, right? That somewhere somebody's listening, and I think that was the concern for a long time, is that nobody was listening.
We know they're listening. They're not also acting, but we know they're listening to everything. But but as far as this really, for me, not in the Doom raids, this really makes a big difference in his special and his ultimate, because that stun was never hitting. The ultimate, I mean, once in a while they get some slows, but I eventually ended up using basic because he's getting the extra focus and just having those slows. So I'm curious to see now that he's fixed. What his special and his ultimate is going to be like, but I'm glad to see that at the highest level he's still performing very, very well. He's
like I said, the biggest thing was like the high end Greek sliders where they have the high resistances. He was just useless.
Yeah.
So they actually they fixed it in a meaningful way.
Yes. Good stuff. Good positive stuff. I also think this is positive. We got some changes to ISO 8. It could be viewed on a defensive screen. So if you are playing somebody, you know what ISO 8s they have on their war defense team. That is very big. And it's farming made it a little easier as well. Some nice small quality of life changes that make a big difference for some people. What do you think of these ISO 8 changes? Did this make your war easier?
You know what? It's that and T4s on the characters, but we asked for this and we got it. We asked for the pips to appear on the character screen. We've been asking for that since the day that ISOs came out. I mean, a lot of people are like, does it make that much of a difference? Sure. I mean, you can tell, if they're going to hit you with the striker skirmisher combo, you kind of have to, you'll know what to like counter it. And now maybe you change ISOs, based on what you see. And so yeah, it's definitely definitely something that because we don't have an API that just
coming. It's coming.
Yeah, but that's the thing is, with now that we can see what we're facing, we're better prepared for it.
Guys, no, we got a lot of bug fixes. The Thor hammer, I haven't tested this, but apparently it's fixed. Black Panther finally works like he was supposed to. This bug for war, buffs not expiring.
Yeah,
now, is this the one that the heals don't expire, or is this the one that there's some random ones that aren't showing up, but you have to select it? What was actually fixed here? Is this the healing one or the extra buffs one that was fixed?
So yeah, we'll have to wait and see which ones were actually really fixed, because we did find that we did some testing on them when we went live, and some of them are still kind of there. So we gave that feedback. That was something they got that feedback right away. So it was things like Coulson with the immunity buff in war, things like that, where the people were really frustrated by, because that you could literally lose a fight because you didn't know what buffs were there. So
good. Oh, that's good. Fixing cheaters in arena, I think that's good as well. Someone showed the community how to cheat, and they finally fixed it. I think the most disappointing bug and thing for me was from Russian with Flare. I saw no Nature Boy in the game. I was expecting to see Slick Rick coming into the game along with Yelena Belova. I don't know. This is so misleading. Yelena now has a slick entrance animation. I did not see the Doctor of Style anywhere. There's no Jive Soul Bro playing. This was probably the most disappointing bug fix for me. Did this one disappoint you as well?
I'm sorry you're disappointed. That's all.
I want Slick in the game. Anyway, moving on. Let's move on to their legendary rotation. We got word that the legendary rotation is being sped up to allow some of these older characters like Invisible Woman, Magneto, Star-Lord to come around more often. I think this is good. Any reaction to this? Any other than this is a good thing?
It's a good thing. I know people were like, oh, but you're gonna get less, or you get a little bit less in there, but it happens more frequently, so it's gonna help newer players. So we asked for things like, changing the new player experience, and this is actually one of the things that's going to help them.
Yeah, I think this is really good. Anything that allows newer players to get to that end game as fast as possible. They should not take 3 years to get to the point that we are. If someone started playing today, it should not take them 3 years to get to where we are in the game. So I like any catch-up mechanics. I think this is a very good catch-up mechanic. Also got word of a new Fountainable character. Where is he? Right here, Nexus Edition, Beast. Coming to Nexus 5, 6, Green Goblin moving to Villains 2, 3. Why did it take so long for Beast to become Fountainable?
I think it's I think it was just because of the fact that they might have they put him in the battle pass. They had to wait for the battle pass to expire, and so now he's available.
All right. It's kind of the trend that they're doing with the battle pass. But enough talk about the battle pass. Let's talk about this stuff right here, the data mines. Every update, we get a ton of data mines. And this update, we got a few. The first thing, we know this is coming. We're talking about Strike Pass here. And they said we get different rewards based on our levels at a free level. And there, of course, is going to be a premium level. But the different breakdowns for the pass level 1, you need to be in-game commander level 1 through 49.
So beginner. So there's beginner rewards, intermediate rewards, and advanced rewards. All it is going to make is going to let you choose the rewards at the beginning of the season based on where you want to progress. So it's actually going to be kind of important. So this way you can complete the milestones. So it'll be interesting to see. Seems like they got it kind of right. Let's just that's
I mean, if you think about it, someone at level 1 through 49, they're not going to need the orange gear. They have a lot of different bottlenecks. So if the stuff that's valuable to me, it's not going to be valuable to them. So I like that they broke this up, and more purple gear. And then, of course, level 70 and above, one of the big bottlenecks is here. I guess the big question is price. We don't know about price yet. It's not indicated by this, but it does look like there's going to be a free version and a premium version.
Well, the price was leaked.
What do you know? Can you leak? Is it something that you could disclose for us? Is it going to be the same as the normal battle pass?
Yeah, 1 soul.
Okay.
One human soul. That was very, very clear.
Okay. Well, I hope the rewards are good, because I've only got one of those. I don't know where I'm going to get another one. So hopefully they have some good information or some good rewards in there, especially in the free to play section of it.
Yeah, I traded mine for a couple of 7 red stars. So I'm not getting this one.
So no battle pass for you. So no extra Silver Surfer shards for you. Okay.
No.
And I guess if it's like the battle pass, 100 shards if you get the premium version and combine that with the free version, and it should get you your next star, your next gold star, right? Theoretically.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, you can actually change. You could trade your integrity now for an extra 2 packs.
Oh yeah, I guess that is being done in the community. Let's talk about X Factor though. We know it's going to be an event. I know exactly what you're saying. I was just trying to gloss over. I know exactly what you said. Multiple man at X Factor. We know he's an event release character. We see the Super Sleuth tag in game right now. What are your thoughts on events like this? I mean, we've got them in the past. I mean, the White Tiger was the most recent example of this. Do you like this as a release method?
absolutely the most generous, I think, of all the release methods. You can get a 5-star if you've been hoarding your power cores, so it is one of the best.
Wait, we weren't supposed to be hoarding. We're supposed to be spending all because they're not doing hoarding things anymore, right?
But power cores are good for events, so you know.
So do hoard though. All right.
I mean, you got
very specific.
Yeah, you got to have some in the bank.
All right, and we are going to talk about the Falcon and Winter Soldier TV series coming up, but it looks like there's also an event coming up as well. How exciting is this for you? It looks like I can't tell what the rewards are, but we're going to need to use Falcon, Winter Soldier, Captain America, and Baron Zemo in this event, and they got some recommendations here. It says the awards are going to be amazing, so I guess this means the awards are amazing, right?
Yeah.
Cool. I like amazing rewards.
They're amazing. They're not superior.
Oh! Is that the next level of gear that's coming?
Superior is orange gear, you know. So all the superior. So anything superior is orange gear. So I was like,
wait. Is amazing the green stuff that
amazing? I think is advanced, right? I think they you know, the translation was wrong because it comes from.
They're not slick. They're not.
Yeah,
slick
no,
rewards.
it comes. Okay. It's usually the data mines come from, you know, they're usually from a different language source. So, you know, it was amazing and advanced happened to be the same thing. We just knew it wasn't superior.
Cool.
So purple.
Super sleuth tag. We talked about that for the multiple man event. Speaking of the multiple man event, though, what is your prediction as far as Polaris release method there? I don't think we see anything about that in the Datamine yet.
I'm gonna go have some more of my blitzed from Worldwide Nutrition. So
I love that product.
You know,
check out the link down below if you want to get 25% off blitzed in case there are some important blitzes that you need to stay up for and have your mental acuity for. Yeah. There's a welcome back blitz. This looks like, I guess if you don't log in for a while, it's like a returning thing is what it seems like. I don't know. Exclusive 3 mega orbs in a 7-day calendar. As it says, welcome back. I guess is that what your mind is seeing as well?
So welcome back calendar. There's been different versions of it in the game, and so what happens with that is if you do restart the game back up, it recognizes your login as being delayed. So for those people who either quit and are coming back because they see Silver Surfer, it is nice to have some sort of catch up mechanic. So they're starting with like a mega orb, and I kind of it is something I know that we've been discussing behind the scenes for a while about like what catch up mechanics should look like if somebody leaves, or is forced to leave for a long period of time.
Yeah, that is important. I know other games have this. If you don't log in for 30 days, you get so many comeback rewards. I'm not sure if this is enough to entice somebody to come back, but I like that they have this in their plans. So.
I mean, the idea is it's something that they weren't getting through normal means anyway. So it's not like you're getting something that you wouldn't get anyway. It's the idea is it's just to make up some lost ground. Obviously, I think what it was in July, people got Minerva when they came back, and then I think they had another it was Taskmaster after his event.
Okay, so now they're just switching it to mega orbs and seeing how that works. I guess.
I mean, there was probably like a calendar. So they do change it up over time.
Okay. It looks like there's an anniversary calendar. They talked about the calendar. We were discussing this on a live stream, and I guess there's a fake one from the old one last year. But looks like it's starting March 20th at 12 a.m. local time. Log in every day for 14 days, getting gold promotion credits, superior basic catalyst parts, promotion credits, and more. Any indication of what this is? Have you seen what this is or heard about what this is exactly? What's going to be included in this?
No, but I did. So the rumor was the anniversary was they were asking people what were some of the things that the community wanted the most of, and so I mean, it's just all I'm gonna say is it sounds like they were trying to pull people to see what people actually wanted. So
polls. I like that.
I mean, if you really want to make people happy, you just ask them.
Yeah. Find out if you want to give people what they want, ask them what they want.
Mark,
imagine that
little novel process here.
All right. There was an issue on February 19th with White Tiger going live in the Red Star Orbs. Approximately 2 minutes after the banner displayed her picture due to this issue, we're offering players. Now, of course, this is Datamines. This may not go live in the game, so temper your expectations. But this sounds very good. Due to this issue, we're offering players who open an Elite 5-star orb the choice of keeping the Red Star they receive from the orb or exchanging the Red Star for the return of the Elite orb. Contact customer service via our in-game support window. So I guess you would have to do this after this goes live, because technically this is just a data mine at this point. But do you remember what you pulled all the way back on February 19th? Oh, about a month ago?
Yeah, I didn't get higher than 3 red stars, so it was 5. It was 5 crap.
Okay, I don't think I got anything either, and I'm not sure if I opened in this window. As soon as I see this game, this pop-up in game, though, I'm sending that support ticket in, and hopefully I get refunded. I'm not sure when I open these orbs for White Tiger, so yeah, we'll see what happens with this. But now, in addition to all these data mines, the other favorite part of every show is talking about rumors and what is upcoming. Now, before we get to rumors, I do want to discuss Falcon and Winter Soldier. I am hyped for every MCU thing released on Disney Plus. WandaVision was awesome. I'm expecting nothing less from Falcon and Winter Soldier. What are your expectations for this show coming up this week? Episode 1 starting on Friday.
Well, when Zack Snyder was canned from the project, I was really wrong one. I'm sorry. Different project. Different project. Oh yeah. So
that's a different universe.
Yeah. So actually, so it's interesting because we're getting teased with some characters making their return from the Falcon and Winter Soldier movie. They were last seen in that movie, and I think and also Civil War. Briefly, and so I feel
you
like
could mention the character. You could mention the character.
Yeah,
people have seen the
character. Well, the character's also potentially going to be, one of the characters that's been teased a while ago.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I guess this is kind of bleeding into TV show and rumors. So
yeah, so it's kind of like what so she was teased on Facebook, and that one got deleted. So that was interesting.
Yeah, that agent Rowan Gam post,
and Agent was with Iceman and Kitty, wasn't it?
Oh my goodness. I wish they didn't delete those. There was all those cryptic posts back in, I want to say November-ish time frame. It could have been October, but there was a bunch of cryptic posts on the official Marvel Strike Force Facebook account. I remember one, I think the first one was Gam, Rowan, Agent, and then is it Ice, Kate, and or is it Rob, Kate, and I had something like that. But Agent does make sense, especially with the timing of this Winter and Falcon and Winter Soldier TV show coming up, because
and it looks like so Zemo's making his masked appearance. It looks like is signified in the teasers, and also I think it was Flag Smasher is one of the characters that I
am not familiar with this character, so this could be exciting. This could be exciting.
Obscure character, but from what I recall, it was a really good storyline, and I think it was U.S. Agent. Who's been hinted at. So that's another character. He kind of took on the mantle of Captain America in his absence, and was a very interesting run. And so if you guys don't know, the WandaVision was based loosely around a specific comic series or two. And
House of M? Is House of M the comic series or something different?
Something different. It was basically, so the idea was it was celebrating Wanda and Vision's marriage and the kids, and so they were spawned from the shards of Mephisto, which is why a lot of us were like, oh, Mephisto's coming to the game. I'm actually kind of glad that the devil doesn't show up in a video game, and it's always been one of those hard properties to really to get right. But anyway, that being said, so it looks like this is that U.S. Agent time period where basically it's almost like a resurgence of Hydra, and there's a lot of really cool hints about what's going to happen, and there's rumors that Chris Evans is coming back to play another round of Captain America. So we wonder what this implication this series will have for the MCU at large. There's also been rumors that we'll see hints of the Hand, Shang-Chi, and more importantly mutants maybe teased for the first time in this. So there's a lot of they said that someone said that there's a chance that they meet Gambit before he aligns
in this show or in one of the other
in this show. So
that would be cool. That would be
so cool. There's so many rumors, and remember, by the way, guys, a lot of these could be just literal red herrings that the studio.
But you know what? Even if they don't turn out to be true, that was one of my favorite parts of WandaVision. All these rumors, and sometimes they came true, sometimes they didn't. But just all that speculation leading up to each episode was what I really enjoyed about that. So
rumors,
I think it's going to be very fun
when they don't happen, and sometimes they come true, they don't. Just always you got to take rumors kind of like that, right?
So let's shift over to what it could mean for Marvel Strike Force. What is your leading candidate? Agent 13 or U.S. agent? Agent 13 is your
Agent 13 U.S. agent, possibly is it like double skill, and potentially some additional skill characters to help fill out maybe things we're missing from the raid. Okay. Maybe like expanding the shield tag. The shield is only a little bit of power away from relevance, right? They almost
one or two characters,
they can almost do the skill node, which is if you don't know, I think I was on I think I did a 4-tap today, and that's considered good for a boss raid in Doom. So
nice. Yeah. Ooh. Well, let me know your speculation, guys. Who do you think out of this show is most likely, if anyone, to come to Marvel Strike Force, guys? I'm looking forward to this Friday. Any predictions? Leave it in the comments as well. And before you go, Remanx, I know you've been on a 24-hour stay up cycle, no sleep. Very big patch for you. Before you go, if you could remember anything going on, anything that you need to promote or anything before you leave.
Twitch, YouTube. We got some new videos showcasing some Silver Surfer coming up in the Doom raid, seeing if he's viable at 13 without any T4s. Remember, we're going to bring him up like we did with Shadowlands, where we're going to try to put no T4s, try to establish T4s that are really vital to make sure he does what we need him to do. So I do things so you don't have to, and Valley does things that we don't want to. And that's usually working with me. So
no. Actually, I got something I want to tease with you guys. I'm actually doing something that I wanted to do this for a long time. I'm doing that tomorrow, interviewing my favorite NFL player, who, by the way, is a Marvel Strike Force avid player. So that should be a fun one tomorrow, guys.
That's awesome.
Yes, it should be fun, brother. So that is what we're doing tomorrow, and hopefully you guys are subscribed already and have that notification bell hit, so you got as soon as it hits, it goes live. All right, Remanx, check out all of his links, guys, down below. His awesome stream, his awesome channel. So check that out, and yes, check out some of my other videos as well, and check me out on social media.
We do a lot of fun on my channel.
Oh, there you go. There you go. You got it that time. All right, guys. And check out some of the links down below of some of the awesome sponsors. And if you want to save up to 20% off all of your purchases, Amazon coins, guys. That is the way to go. Give me a hug fist, but before you go, the Remanx. Where's that fist? There it. Oh, the double fist. The X fist. There it is. Oh, yeah, baby. Remanx at ValleyFlyin. Out.